Hey everybody, welcome back to more Lunar to Eternal Blue Complete. Where last time we went through the Dragon's Nest and pretty much got a bunch of good items that are like a lot more ultimate than the ultimate-y things that we got in the Final Dungeon. If that's a word. Is ultimate a word? Probably not. Either way, speaking of those items, let's actually go through them. Ronfar, we got the Chaos Armor, which is nice, I guess. It gives him a little bit more luck, but his defense has pretty much become random at that point, so who knows what the heck he has, but we got the Goddess Bracelet, which pretty much ups his defense, so why not there? Leo, we got the Nameless Sword. Pretty much his best sword, so why not? It would be nice if it upped his attacks, but yeah. Jean, we got the Goddess Hairpin, which basically ups her defense, which is nice. And Hero, we got the best shield for him, the Dragon Shield. Great. Awesome, another defensive thing. But that's not the best thing we got in the dungeon. The best thing we got in the dungeon is all the way to the right. The Gale Crest. Attacks are greatly increased. Does not work with stabs, of course. But yeah, it does attack +1, which is nice. But if you have it with the Goddess Crest, it's pretty much attack +2. Combine it with Althena's sword, then you have 6 attacks. Yep, that just made Hero amazing. And today, we are going to get not as amazinger, but we're going to do an optional dungeon. So this optional dungeon is going to be towards Sakar, so let's just head there. If you're wondering why I was near Vane, I stocked up on my Starlights just so I had them for this dungeon. It's not terrible, but using your stuff actually makes it way easier. The biggest reason to go to Takar is to get to the back of the forest here where we met Jean. We pretty much get more cutscenes here if you haven't got them yet through the Memorizer Crystal. And then just head right over to the right over here to the spring, where we get more cutscenes if we go there and go inside the spring. I'm just gonna make sure I'm posterity checked up. There we go. And inside we go. Towards a new dungeon. The Lost Labyrinth. The Lost Labyrinth is pretty much a ginormous maze. So, let's get started. Do you remember the dungeon in Final Fantasy 1 where it's just pretty much you keep heading right and then you're going to just keep heading right forever, or up and down, you just keep heading up and down forever? This is essentially that. Thing is, there are warp tiles you got to find. In this case, all we need to do is just head right twice and then down once. But before we have a chance to do that, we have some new enemies to deal with. The Axemen as well as the Graham Walker. The Axemen, we'll start off with them. They're weak to thunder, so we do have an elemental weakness we can use here. But most asses just don't even bother because they're resistant to it all again. So, if they just have their hands on their axe like this, they're just gonna go up to somebody and just go whap and just hit them with the axe. But if their talk to the hand, right hand is out, they're just gonna spin their axe around and just hit anybody that's nearby. The Grand Walker, on the other hand, their eyes are glowing blue like this. They are just going to just unleash a wave of magic that's gonna hit within a line. So they're gonna walk over and then just hit a line. So can't really avoid that if you have everybody not lined up. It's possible too, but more than likely, you're just gonna walk over and hit as many targets as you can. If it's not glowing, it's just gonna go up to somebody and just kind of keep spinning and just do a little bit of damage that way. There's no weaknesses for this thing, and it pretty much just all the stuff as usual. So don't even bother with that. Just go up and attack it. Just hit it with a triple sword. Easiest way of getting rid of them at this point is just kind of, you can use magics, whatever you can do. Honestly, the Ronfire is going to do nothing. Blue Dragon Fist will get rid of pretty much most everything on the field, aside from the Grand Walker, of course. But the only way that actually happens is if you use Burning Rage, or do Power Drive on Genie, or you don't have Burning Rage yet. But doing Burning Rage will definitely help. And then Leo just kind of pick up the slack.
I'll take care of this. Taste my anger!
Of course, it wastes a bunch of MP doing that, but it gets rid of them really dang easily. And I'm kind of fine with that, honestly. So right twice, down one. Of course, there's a lot of enemies to deal with. Most battle formations in this dungeon could be handled the same way, honestly. Just get rid of them all as quick as possible. There we go, that's one warp done. And now the next one. In order to find the next one, you just gotta head left twice and then down twice. I would say this dungeon is never ending, but obviously it just loops back around on itself. So if you just find the warp that you came in on, then you pretty much are back at where you were. Another reason this is actually pretty dang easy as well is that you can kind of see just areas next to each other all the dang time as well. It's like, oh, hey, there's a new enemy right over here, so I might as well take care of that. The new enemy, Sable Slime. It's kind of a callback to Lunar 1. We have a lot of Lunar 1 things going on in this dungeon, which is kind of nice. But the Sable Slime, if it's kind of just floating around, it's just gonna go up and attack somebody. But if it's squinting its eyes, like it's like, I'm gonna do something, and it's shaking around a lot, it's gonna shoot a slime ball at somebody and pretty much incapacitate them for a couple turns. They can't really do anything when they're in that state. There's not really too much you can get out of it, so you pretty much just gotta deal with it. But it is weak to fire and thunder. You can steal a starlight from it if you want as well, if you really need them. But it's pretty much resistant to pretty much most elements again, as well as water, so don't even bother with that. Honestly, just do a triple sword, and then have Ronfart just do whatever. Jean just Blue Dragon Fist, and then Burning Rage, and you get the gist. We're just gonna be doing damage outright.
I'll take care of this. Taste my anger!
It's too bad they're not resistant to swords. All right, now that that thing's pretty much been bodied, I'm gonna head this way. All right, and I'm gonna make sure that Jean has a little bit more MP because we're just wasting it out the wazoo. That ought to cover it. All right, for this one, all we really need to do is just head up twice and then right once. I would say if you see enemies, then you're heading in the right direction, but as wasn't the case in the last spot, so. At least you can see more. That's what I like. I also like that the enemy has like the menu noise. So it's like, okay. Speaking of the menu noise, let's just do that. Now I'm just gonna imagine the Sable Slimes coming at me whenever I open up the menu. This one's really easy, just head to the right twice. That's all I really gotta do. All right, and there we go. And for this one, all we gotta do is just head down twice, but we got a new enemy to deal with. The Jack Attack, which of course is doing that one. The Jack Attack is weak to fire, which is nice if you want to use any sort of magic, but honestly, I'm just gonna swing at it with my sword like usual. But it's resistant to pretty much most statuses, so just don't even bother with that. If it's rocking back and forth, not like it's not now, it's not. So if it's just kind of rocking back and forth, it's just gonna spin its head around, just kind of gnash its teeth at somebody. It's just gonna open up and be scary. But if it's kind of opening like it is now of some thunder or lightning in this case, it's gonna just shoot lightning at everybody and it's gonna hurt. Past that, we're just gonna kind of hit it in the face with a sword and just kind of get rid of it, you know, the usual way. Gene's just gonna get rid of all the Axemen right away, and then pretty much Leo and Hero are gonna pick up the slack on the Jack Attack.
I'll take care of this. Taste my anger!
There we go, and Leo gains a level, just in time too, because we're just about done with this place. Let's see if we can sneak on by. I wasn't close enough. All right, and down, there we go. And we pretty much are kind of through the area already. So we are about to deal with a big fight on our hands, so we might want to make sure we have a lot of MP to deal with it. That ought to cover it, honestly. I think everybody should be good to go. Just make sure to top everybody off while I'm at it. Because this fight can be a doozy. Because we're dealing with three things. Three very obnoxious things. Thank you, game, for the little bit of the pumping music going on. The Knight Guardian, the Mage Guardian, and the Angel Guardian. Not specifically in that order. So, let's start off with just making sure that we are on the ground level over here. So, the Knight Guardian is resistant to physical attacks, but not resistant to magical. This is the opposite way around, just keep that in mind, and this is pretty much just not resistant to anything. which is the Mage Guardian in this case. The Knight Guardian will start off with him. If he's kind of stabbing the ground like this or like poking the ground, he's going to summon an obelisk that's going to hit somebody. If not, he's going to go up and just attack somebody twice. The Mage Guardian, on the other hand, was just doing this animation here. It's going to steal HP from somebody and heal everybody else in its group. If it's not doing that, it's just going to just heal everybody else in the group, which is still annoying, especially with its Squidward-like face going on there. The Angel Guardian, on the other hand, is something we definitely want to get rid of soon, but we kind of want to get this thing out first because we don't want this thing healing everybody else. The Angel Guardian, if it's doing this animation here where the glowing hands is going to go up in the air and just summon like a bunch of rotary wheels that everybody just hit really hard. If not, if it's just kind of standing there, it's just going to go and just summon like dark magic at somebody, do a decent chunk of damage. Either way, they both are kind of bad. The Knight's Guardian has 7,000 HP, so it's kind of annoying to deal with. The Mage Guardian has 7,000 HP. That one's the Mage Guardian, sorry. And this one has 7,000 HP. So the easiest way is just kind of attack whatever you can until you get rid of them. I mean, it's that simple. But honestly, we might want to see about making sure that everybody gets healed up, honestly. I want to do Fractured Armor so I can make it so I can get rid of them faster, but maybe making sure that everybody gets some HP after a turn. Yeah, that'd be nice. A little bit more than what they are anyway. And honestly, let's see. I could just have you attack outright, but I want you doing a decent chunk of damage here. So how about I just do that, and then you buff everybody up. There we go. And Leo, you could buff yourself up, but since you're going to get your HP stolen more than likely, because it's probably just going to target you because you're like in the upper part, it's weird. It just, I don't know. It's going to steal the HP back. There we go.
I'll take care of this.
Let's see how right I was about that. We'll find out.
Dragon Ball!
Oh no, it took it from Lumina this time. It's not a lot of healing, but it's still obnoxious. There we go. That should help a little bit. That hurt. That actually hurts. These things do a lot of damage. Get your HP back, please. Because you don't have a lot of magic defense, and this thing here is gonna hurt you for a lot of damage. Yeah, that was an ow. So I think Ronfire is gonna probably be on healing duty while we try to get rid of this thing. And then you heal. You get a little bit of damage on this thing. You power up everybody just a little bit more, and you deal some HP again.
I'll take care of this. Blue Dragon Ball!
There we go. Just a little bit extra. It's almost there. Almost. Oh, okay. I guess I could just die after the fact. That works too. Which is good since now we're not dealing with it healing anybody. And now everybody's up to snuff on the health except for Leo because that hurt. But at least you're gonna get some of it back.
Taste my refreshment.
Here we go, and then a little bit of ouchie ouch. That's a decent chunk of damage. Speaking of decent chunk of damage, now we're gonna start killing you because we don't want you doing the stupid rotary blade thing on everybody because that hurts a lot. When it targets one single target, that's not that bad. But when it hits everybody, that's just kind of annoying. Otherwise, I think Lamina's just gonna start doing a little bit of damage on the Knight because there's not really too much she can do at this point. I mean, she could buff up people, but she already did it twice already. So let's just do some more damage.
Blue Dragon Ball!
Happy hour.
I just now realized that the Angel Guardian also has a Squidward nose. The Knight Guardian does too, it's just harder to see. Wow, they all have Squidward noses. I noticed it most on the Mage Guardian since you can just see it plain as day. But now, all we have left is the Knight Guardian, which honestly isn't that big of a deal since he only really attacks one person at a time, for the most part. So we're just gonna do some damage. Honestly, I could use magic, but I'm just gonna do Fractured Armor on it, just so I can do a little bit more damage outright, because hitting with magic is just kind of annoying. I mean, Lamina could do it, but honestly, yeah, everybody else just gonna attack it outright because I'm not gonna sit there and just waste my time with magic. I mean, it'll do a little bit more damage, but triple sword's still overall better.
Blue Dragon Palm!
Not by much, but it's still better. Now I'll be a little bit more better because those defenses go down a lot. Ow. And... ow. Let's see, that brings him to 293, so as long as he steals 100, then if he gets hit by an obelisk, he'll still survive. So I'm not really too worried about that. All right, and we'll just do a triple sword. You lower his defenses a teeny bit more. Dragon Palm, Ice Arrows, and Soul Blade. They're pretty much, that's the rest of the battle, honestly.
Ice Storm! Blue Dragon Palm!
You think for lowering his defenses like 90, I do a little bit more than I am? A little bit more 90-ish. So I guess we'll see how much that does.
Taste my refreshment.
Better. Still not a lot. I'm out of triple swords, so how about cross boomerang would be slightly better. But honestly, just attack it. You have like 6 attacks. You're going to do a decent chunk of damage no matter what you do. And then that, and there's Soul Blade, why not?
Ice Storm! Blue Dragon Palm!
That worked? Yeah. I mean, it would've been nice if all of them were crits, but... oh, well, that's about as much as I'm getting out of that.
Taste my refreshment.
All right, it's still not dead yet, so I think I'm actually going to start abusing some magic on it. How about... it could raise my agility, but that'd be stupid. I'll just do that. You know what, hit it with that at this point. You just keep doing what you're doing, and you do that. And how about you throw a rock at it? We'll see. I do a little bit more damage here. I mean, I could sit there and just keep attacking, but okay, that works. That saved me time. And no one leveled from that, really. Totally fine, because all this has to offer is a way through, and we get Alex's Ocarina. This might come in handy. This thing is actually pretty much just the sound test of the game. It is kind of nice because you can just look at all the tracks in the game and just listen to any of them. Yeah, there's a lot of tracks in the game. A lot of tracks in the game. You could just pretty much just play any of them you want at any time. You just kind of go over and it's like, oh, hey, there it is. Anytime. It's too bad you can't listen to it, like, as you move around, but... that probably would have been too hard to program. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you might have been able to do it back then. Just program, like, what track you want to listen to. Just hit the one and then just back out of the menu. I have no idea. And we're all set. Pretty short dungeon, not that big of a deal. But we have one more optional dungeon to go, so we might as well tackle that one next. Next time on Azure Plays, more Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete Epilogue. Let's do just that. See you all then.